The single-cylinder cutout tools install into a 27mm hole in the top side of the production cast iron valve covers. Although similar in function with its QSK19 counterpart, this new tool is needed to reach to the proper depth on the new, taller QSK45 and 60 cylinder heads. Rotate the tool by hand clockwise until it bottoms out on the top of the valve cover. When the cylinder cutout tool is installed in this port, it holds the injector plunger so that the metering plunger is seated in the cup. This prevents fuel from metering into the injector and prevents combustion for that cylinder. 7 of these cutout tools are needed to diagnose a faulty injector on the QSK45 engine, and 9 tools are needed for the QSK60 engine. To begin the diagnostic procedure, start and operate the engine until the coolant temperature reaches the normal range. Then shut off the engine. Use a 12mm hex socket or Allen wrench to loosen the existing plugs from the top side of the cast iron valve covers. Remove the plugs and hand start a cylinder cutout tool into the rocker covers for each cylinder for the opposite bank from the suspected cylinder. Install a Fluke PV350 transducer on the metering rail CompuCheck fittings located on the fuel manifold on the side of the engine being checked. Start and operate the engine at the idle speed. The tool is not designed to be operated above 900 RPM or engine damage may result. Turn the injector cutout tools down to shut down one complete bank of the engine. Let the engine idle for approximately 30 seconds. Then record the metering rail pressure on the bank being tested as a baseline. With the injector cutout tools down in one bank, install and turn down the tool on the first injector on the opposite bank. Let the engine idle for 30 seconds and record the metering rail pressure. Repeat the procedure for each of the remaining injectors on that bank and record the metering rail pressure. Make sure that the injector is cut out in only one cylinder at a time on this bank. If the cylinder being tested is working properly, the fuel metering rail pressure will be significantly higher than the reading recorded at the engine baseline. If the cylinder being tested is weak or it is not firing, the fuel rail pressure will show little or no change from the baseline reading. Shut off the engine. Move the PV350 transducer to the opposite bank. Move the cutout tools to the bank previously tested. Repeat the above procedure for the other bank of the engine. Replace any faulty injector or injectors. Refer to injector removal and installation procedure in this section. After completing the testing, remove the injector cutout tools from the valve covers and install the plugs. Torque the plugs to specification. After completing the testing, remove the injector cutout tools from the valve covers and install the plugs. Torque the plugs to specification.